Hey, Micah, how you doing?
Good. How about you?
Not too bad. Um, when you, I'm sure you guys have always obviously started, watching Michigan and learning about them. What have you seen from their offense in the first couple of games they played, and what kind of things do you guys have to, focus on or key on when you're going up against them this week?
Yeah, I think they got a good running game. They, a lot of guard pulls and stuff like that, getting the perimeter game going. So we got to have good edges to our defense. Got to be good on the back end, just knowing where our fits are, where the safety rotation is, and what stuff like that. And also just protecting, inside seam throws. He likes the middle of the field. That's where he's pretty comfortable throwing. So we got to protect that.
All right, Jonathan, Kevin.
Micah, I don't know how much you paid attention to like recruiting rankings when you were being recruited when you were coming here, but I mean, you were one of the guys that was kind of lower down the board in terms of the people that IU brought in. What do you feel like IU saw in you that maybe some other colleges didn't, and why do you think you've been able to kind of succeed in the way you have since you've been here?
I don't know. I feel like I remember they offered me springtime after my junior season. So I had a decent junior year, but I didn't really play like an inside backer position that would help me get recruited for, a Division I program playing like a middle backer like I am now. So, I mean, they definitely offered me earlier than, I would have expected a Power Five school to offer me or, if any, but I think they saw just a little bit of physicality in my game and just being able to kind of just have a nose for the ball. I think they just, during the springtime, they really saw a few plays that I made, and I think it made the difference toward them recruiting me. So.
All right, Kevin, then Paul.
Yeah, Mike, a coach talked earlier in the week about kind of the importance of players' mindsets in the past, not being a predictor for the future. I'm just curious, maybe how the win against Penn State, though, gives you some confidence that you could pull off another kind of breakthrough win against, a traditional Big Ten power.
Yeah, it definitely brings a lot of confidence, but I think the mindset of this team is we take it 1 week at a time, and each week we prepare on dominating that opponent. It doesn't really matter, what the name on the helmet is or anything like that. It's more about what we do and how physical, how hard we can play our game, along with doing our assignment, communicating on the field, and just playing sound defense. I think that's the important thing, but definitely being a physical football team will make the difference this game, and just trying to dominate our opponent. That'll make the difference in these bigger games like this.
Paul and then Zach.
Hey, Micah, you see Taiwan every day, and for those who aren't familiar with him, what makes him special? What sets him apart from some of the other guys that you played with?
He has some of the best feet probably I've ever seen. His feet are very fast, and he can just read a player. He doesn't overplay anything. He doesn't try to do more than he has to do, and I think that helps him see routes better. And I think he can hold off windows, and he does. He's not always making a bunch of interceptions like that or anything like that, but he's fitting the windows and he's making a lot of PBUs that are crucial. And he's just a fast player, really instinctive, makes a difference.
All right, Zach, and then we'll wrap up with Dylan.
I know it's not exactly new for you and Cam in particular, the way that Coach Womack sends you on some blitzes, but as somebody who's played next to Cam for a while now, I mean, just how kind of in sync do you feel the two you are? It felt like especially on Saturday, you were kind of almost playing off one another in the pass rush game. How in sync do you think the two of you are when you are rushing the quarterback like that?
Yeah, I think we communicate a lot out there well, and it's helped that we had a year together, kind of getting our third down scheme and just understanding where we're going to fit in our blitzes and stuff like that. But I think it's important that we fit off of each other, whether one person might be punching a hole through the offensive line, clearing it for somebody else or things like that. We just know where we need to fit and where the open gap's going to be in the offensive line scheme. So I think, it's just taking experience between both of us, but it's also just confidence that the other person's going to do their job and one player could come free and make the play.
All right, Dylan.
Yeah, Mike, I actually wanted to ask about Cam as well. He had the big fourth down stop against Penn State. He sort of paused the first turnover against Rutgers. I mean, what's been making him so effective so far this season?
He's just real fast. He's a great instinctive player, kind of like a lot of the guys on our defense, but he plays fast. He's really physical as well, and he loves to hit, actually. So, I mean, extremely physical, but it makes a difference. His mindset, like you were saying earlier, his mindset's there. He's got all the, intangibles. When he's on the field, he prepares like a beast. And he's ready to go attack his opponent. So I think it makes a huge difference in the way he plays and how physical he is.
All right. Thanks, Mike.